The DA is today set to deliver its alternative State of the Nation address, with party leader John Steenhuisen making presentations in Sandton. For more on the story, let's bring in SABC News reporter Nhlanhla Kgatlana. Nhlanhla, thank you so much for your time. So what can we expect, to hear from the DA in terms of its highlights? They are calling it the real State of the Nation address. Of course, we know that President Cyril Ramaphosa will be delivering the SONA on Thursday. Just talk to us about what the DA aims to highlight.
Yes, well, a very good day indeed. We are coming to right here from Sandton, where DA leader John Steenhuisen is going to present what the party calls blueprint. Basically, talk about what the DA is going to do in 100 days if they are given power. If around this time, this year is the battle of, South Africans has political parties going all out to ensure that, South Africans vote them into power. The DA saw it fit to come and, continue as they have been campaigning throughout the country and just, tell South Africans why should they put them into power. But with me, I'm with the DA spokesperson, Soli Malachungu, just going to talk to us a bit more about today's event. Thank you so much, Mr. Malachi, for your time. Just take us through the rationale of this gathering today.
Thanks very much to the SABC for having us and for being here. Look, the purpose of this event today is to outline what the DA would do in government, considering that our preparations going into the 2024 local and national and provincial elections, we are anticipating that we will be leading a coalition of the opposition parties in government. So today, John will be speaking about what the DA's focus point will be in the first 100 days of government, what the DA will do to tackle corruption, to professionalize the public service, the DA's plans to make Parliament functional and restore Parliament as the center for legislation, and for making sure that all the representatives of Parliament who are elected by the people can make their contribution and fulfill its legislative role to hold the executive to account. So he will get into detail about that. But the importance of this is to showcase our readiness in terms of the preparation that we have been doing. In the past, we have been on the receiving end of a lot of criticism about, you've got a manifesto, how practical is your manifesto to be implemented once you get to government. This blueprint will give an indication of that. Of course, you know that we've got the manifesto launch coming up in a week's time, which will expand in broad detail about our offer to the South African voters.
Another issue that people are talking about is your message as political parties, and this begs the question that how practical it is that you will achieve this. You guys are just singing sort of the same tune, talking about load shedding, talking about employment, talking about making government work. But the fundamental question that comes to one is how.
The important thing is that we've got credibility, having been in government in the Western Cape provincial government and in the other metros that we've been. So even the solutions that we've tailored are solutions that will be able to be implementable. You talk, for instance, about load shedding. Part of what we are proposing with regard to fixing EXCOM is having broadening, the supply of electricity so that we don't always rely on the national grid. When you take into consideration the population growth, right, it is going in a different direction with the supply that we are having. So we're talking about how do we make ways available of making sure that we open up the space for green energy and that we incentivize businesses and even residents that are moving off the grid into green energy.
Another issue is that South Africa has been deemed, as you know, that it's one of the most unequal societies in the world. And I guess also one question that comes to a lot of people is, what does the DA intend to do to to fast track, equality?
Yeah, so one of our primary focus is on redress, and in order to achieve that, we are calling for the scrapping of all race-based legislation so that you can maximize the opportunity for everyone to have an equal shot at getting a job in the economy. And secondly, going back to the issue of the public service, we will abolish cadre deployment. We believe that cadre deployment takes away the fair process of getting qualified individuals into the job by allocating those to individuals that are aligned to the ruling party. So we speak a lot about professionalizing the public service, because we need a reform of the public service where we can get skilled individuals into the public service, and look also at reforming the wage bill in the public servants. South Africa has one of the highest public sector wage bills. That is unsustainable.
Another issue is that since we came here, we know that you guys are going to this election with partners. With your partners, are they going to be here?
No, this is exclusively a DA-led event, and it's the blueprint of the DA that encapsulates what we will do in partnership with those political parties that are part of the MPC.
Well, thank you so much. Unati, that was the DA's national spokesperson, Solimala, today, taking us through, what this event is about, saying that, they are here to just ensure that they tell South Africans what they intend to do and how they intend to do it.